The Korean War, a name etched in history, yet often overshadowed. It was a conflict that raged from 1950 to 1953, a brutal clash of ideologies and ambitions. Sandwiched between World War II and the Vietnam War, it often slips from public memory. This is why it's called the Forgotten War. But for those who fought and died, the Korean Peninsula holds indelible memories. The war began when North Korean forces, backed by the Soviet Union and China, crossed the 38th parallel. This line of latitude divided the Korean Peninsula into two nations after World War II. The North, under communist rule, sought to unify the peninsula by force. The South, a fledgling democracy, resisted with the help of the United States and United Nations forces. The Korean War was a stark reminder of the Cold War's global reach. It was a proxy war, a battleground where the United States and the Soviet Union, along with their respective allies, fought indirectly. Each superpower supported its side, providing military aid, weapons, and logistical support. The Korean Peninsula became a testing ground for their competing ideologies. The war exacted a heavy toll on both sides. Millions of soldiers and civilians perished in the conflict. The fighting was brutal, marked by intense battles, harsh conditions, and staggering casualties. The war also left the Korean Peninsula divided, a legacy that continues to this day. The Korean War was a proxy war, a microcosm of the larger Cold War struggle between the United States and the Soviet Union. The two superpowers never directly confronted each other on the battlefield. Instead, they waged their ideological battle through client states, supporting their respective sides in regional conflicts. The Soviet Union armed and trained the North Korean army, providing them with tanks, aircraft, and artillery. China, newly under communist rule, also sent troops to aid the North, fearing a U.S. presence on its border. The United States, on the other hand, led a UN coalition to support South Korea, providing the bulk of the military force. This proxy war dynamic had a profound impact on the Korean War's trajectory. The involvement of the superpowers escalated the conflict, turning a regional dispute into a global crisis. The fear of a wider war, a nuclear confrontation between the US and the Soviet Union, loomed large. The Korean War also highlighted the dangers of Cold War brinkmanship. Both sides engaged in risky maneuvers, pushing the conflict to the edge without triggering a nuclear war. This delicate balance of power, a terrifying game of chicken, defined the Cold War era. The Korean War had a devastating impact on the Korean Peninsula and its people. The fighting left much of the country in ruins. Cities and towns were reduced to rubble, and the economy was shattered. Millions of people were displaced from their homes, becoming refugees in their own land. The war also deepened the division between North and South Korea. The 38th parallel, once a line on a map, became a heavily fortified border, separating families and severing cultural ties. The two Koreas developed along drastically different paths, with the North embracing communism and the South pursuing democracy and capitalism. The war's legacy continues to haunt the Korean Peninsula today. The two Koreas remain technically at war, with no formal peace treaty ever signed. The demilitarized zone, a buffer zone along the 38th parallel, stands as a stark reminder of the conflict and the enduring division. The Korean War never officially ended. While fighting ceased in 1953 with the signing of an armistice agreement, a formal peace treaty was never signed. This armistice, a ceasefire agreement, only halted the fighting. It did not resolve the underlying political issues that led to the war. As a result, the two Koreas have remained technically at war for over 7 decades. The armistice agreement created the demilitarized zone, a buffer zone between the two countries. However, tensions have flared up over the years, with occasional skirmishes and incidents along the border. The enduring division of the Korean Peninsula is a stark reminder of the Cold War's enduring legacy. It highlights the human cost of ideological conflicts and the challenges of achieving lasting peace. The Korean War, though often forgotten, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of diplomacy in resolving international disputes.